In this episode of Going for Green, natural lighting, natural air conditioning are just some of the aspects of the greenest building in Kenya. Turning industrial barrels into food farms. Using technology to ensure not a drop of community water is wasted in the west of Kenya. And making a reusable sanitary product from biodegradable material.
The Nairobi skyline is constantly shifting. Old iconic buildings have been replaced by more modern steel and glass indulgent architecture. A sign of economic growth, they are unfortunately a source of greenhouse gases, which are a key source of global warming. So, how does one find the balance between growth and environmental consideration? At the Catholic University in Karen, the Learning Resource Centre is an inspiring development, built as a facility for the 21st century.
A facility that takes into account issues of environment very seriously, so that we can be able to save on energy, we can be able to make people comfortable, and also it is also very suitable for human habitation. The planning process took almost 2 years to plan for it. It took time to go through the various elements and how they will contribute to the concept of environmental friendliness.
The architects and project leaders started by factoring the use of natural light into the initial design stage of the planning.
By 10 we have switched off all the lights until about almost 6, because you can see there's plenty of glass, there's plenty of open spaces, and the students like it like that.
Lighting here, where we use natural light, but for the other institutions, if I may not mention the name, they use more of electricity. By using that resources, you are causing something on the environment.
The LRC is world class in terms of its green features.
The building orientation was carefully considered. It is long on the east-west axis, ensuring all the windows face north and south. The windows are also sunshaded. This means that no direct sunlight hits the glass. This stops the buildup of greenhouse gases.
So doing, you ensure that the interiors of the buildings do not heat up. It is used throughout daytime, right from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. You don't need any artificial lighting in that building.
However, this part of the planning encountered many challenges. Security was a major concern that slowed down the project.
We didn't want to put so many grills around the windows, and people were concerned about security of materials, security of the people, and security of equipment in this. So security was one of the concerns.
After this challenge, the design factored in the exclusion of air conditioning, favouring a natural cooling system.
The air movement in the building, it's very well crafted to ensure that we get fresh air getting into the building and the used air getting out of the building. If you look at the library, there's very clear pathways for air to come into the building. There's an atrium in the middle, and right at the top, it's completely open so that used air goes up and out. If you look at the auditorium, we have rocks that we packed in its basement.
Air comes in under the auditorium and passes over the surface of the rocks. The rocks then cool this air. At the same time, thermal chimneys on the roof are heated by the sun, causing expansion and forcing the warm air out through vents. This creates a suction effect that pulls the cooled air that has passed through the rocks into the sitting area and out when heated.
And there is a natural draft of air throughout daytime and also at night in the building.
And rainwater harvesting and environmentally friendly sewage system are also green alternatives that were brought to the plans.
We have rainwater harvesting. This water can be used for watering plants, it can be used for cleaning the facility and the like.
The sheer amount of months that this building took in its conceptual design up until finishing construction is no match to the final achievements made in green technology.
When we were chosen for award of green building, we were happy and excited because it meant recognition of an effort that took time to create.
There are obvious benefits in designing green. There are obvious benefits in having a facility that is green.
I hope this concept of environment-friendly buildings catches up because it can save the country, the continent, and the globe. It can contribute towards creating habitats that really save the environment.
And it's fast becoming a spectacle for green technology enthusiasts, country and worldwide.
Green architecture is the future, and any architect today worldwide, this is the direction we need to move towards.
In Africa, arable land is on a constant decrease due to urbanization, pollution, and climate change. This has made food prices go up and access to fresh, safe food ever more difficult.
The main problem that we saw, or that we all have here with our members of staff, is money to buy food. Green food in Kenya became incredibly expensive, fresh food became very expensive. So people depend on eating starches.
A community group in the coastal town of Mtwapa in Kenya is introducing urban farming in an area that would otherwise not grow any food.
We are addressing actually the problem of bringing nutrients to the people in an affordable way. That is why this iPod Maxi is a single device that can be bought or run by even poor people who own no land in a city and simply grow food for no money.
The main challenge in modern-day farming is that food leaves a huge carbon footprint from the tractors that plow and harvest to the multiple vehicles that move the food hundreds of kilometers.
So now the harvest will be loaded on a bike. From there, travel to the next market, that would be Voi. From Voi, it will go on a matatu. With the matatu, it will reach the Kongowea market. That's now where people from the villages around travel there on motorbikes or tuk-tuks. They buy the product there, load it in a tuk-tuk, bring it to their village, load it on a bike, bring it back into the interior. I think a salad that is sold in Mtwapa has traveled easily on 4 different vehicles and more than 300 kilometers. And the impact on the environment is significant.
So Fundi Kipusa developed an ingenious, easy-to-use vertical garden called the iPod Maxi, made from recycled industrial barrels.
First, we buy the drums from any industries. We buy also the 20-liter jerrycans. We use everything, the waste.
So we upcycle that and give it more purpose to make our environment safer, because no plastics will be burnt trying to destroy the industrial drums.
The basic design of the iPod is made up of an industrial drum, a jerry can, a drainage pipe, used t-shirt strips, and grow media. The drum top is cut and pushed close to the bottom, leaving a reservoir space. Holes are created on the sides of the drum. The drain pipe is put through the center and grown media fills the sides. The t-shirt strips are fixed to the can and into the grown media. With the iPod, they have combined hydroponic and permaculture into one device. Hydroponics by recycling water and permaculture because unlike hydroponics, they also use compost.
After the plants eat and the leftovers, that's what comes out. Down, the fertilizer, the water, and I harvest it the next morning. I just recycle.
The iPod saves the farmer large amounts of water compared to normal irrigation, and the output per square meter is impressive.
In normal aquaponics, it's known that you use approximately 10% of the water that you would use in traditional farming. You can safely say an iPod grows on a square meter 20 times more food than conventional farming, and it does that with only 5% of the water. Our nitrates stay in our pot and the plants eat them where they belong. We do not waste anything.
The grow media which holds the plants in the pot is also environmentally friendly.
We make medias based on coconut fiber because we are at the coast and it's available. And we also use wood shavings. We enhance that with charcoal, a biochar that we made ourselves, which is actually pre-charged with fertilizer based on manure.
The iPot is already changing the lives of its users, both financially and health-wise.
I have 3 children and every child has got his or her iPod. In the morning I just leave the work for themselves. They just water the pots. In the evening I harvest from maybe a quarter pot, that's a meal. And the money that I used to take to the market now goes to the account of the person who I harvest. My children now are eating fresh food, green every day, and bulk. So their health, even their skin texture is now different.
With the success of this technology, the next stage is scaling up. And Fundikipusa believe the best way is through schools, as this will have far-reaching impact.
Working with schools is important because if we teach children the essence of farming from an early age, they will grasp this. They will know that you don't need to go to the supermarket to buy food or to a kiosk. We wanted it to move to the point where each child has one. So imagine if every child had an iPod. That would mean food security all over the world.
Did you know current soil degradation and erosion in some areas is happening at 100 times the pace of soil formation, which means that it will take 500 years to form just 2.5 centimeters of soil.
Access to clean water is perhaps the most major of issues affecting communities in urban and rural Kenya. Maji Milele are a for-profit social enterprise whose core business is to provide long-lasting water services through prepaid water systems.
Maji Milele is trying to address the problem of scarcity of water. And this way they came up with 11 kiosks, 5 in Amagoro and then 6 in Malaba. The shopkeepers buy tokens from Maji Milele and they sell tokens to the community. One token goes at 50 shillings. Then after buying the token, the client has to reload so as to access water in any given kiosk.
Niliona maji, nikaulizia wenzangu wenye walikuwa wanatumia, wakanionyesha kwenye kuna jaziwa hii, inanunuliwa na inajaziwa. Kisha nikaenda nikanunua, nikakuja nikajaribu, nikakuta ina maji na ni maji safi.
Maji Milele service pre-existing community boreholes. They collect revenue through the prepaid tokens and in return maintain, repair or replace parts.
After the drilling of the borehole, after the trenching, then Maji Milele came for the 6 kiosks in Malaba and the 5 kiosks in Ambagoro. That is our entry point. And then now we've taken over for maintenance and all the operation.
We had challenges of water, and most of the time we'd vendor from water vendors. We'd ask someone with a donkey, some people with bicycles to carry for us water. The coming of Water Milele has really assisted our school. It is clean water, we are sure about it. We can drink it anytime, you just tap it from the tap, and girls are drinking and we don't have issues of stomach upsets.
The introduction of this service has been a safeguard in the health of the community.
There's a point there for treatment, there's chlorine already. So you can come with your jerry can and you just put it there and it is treated and you can be sure of it.
The system provides a cost-friendly alternative to receiving water from a vendor.
This one is reliable, it is there, 5 shillings at 20-litre jerry can. And for us it's even cheaper. As a school it is cheaper. 3 shillings for a 20-litre jerry can for us.
Natumia kitu kwa kama 50 shillings kwa 100 liters. Hiyo ninatumia for 2 days, hivi ama 3. Lakini kitambo nilikuwa ninanunua hiyo kwa pesa mingi sana. Kwa 20 liters natumia 100. Sasa ninaona kama nimesave 50.
Maji Milele uses a monitored water system that keeps track of all water collected. This ensures that the funds raised from water collection go back into the project and the pipes are always maintained, ensuring a long-lasting water supply.
And in the committee, when one goes to fetch water, has to pay for the cash. And you know when you are given cash, nobody sees. It's only you in a given kiosk. So you can also attend to keep some. But here now, it is cut. Any water that you fetch, it is accounted. It is monitored in Nairobi.
This is like an ATM. There we have a tire. We buy a tire and then top up, just like the way you can top up airtime on your M-Pesa. On your M-Pesa for airtime, yeah, Safaricom or Airtel. And then you just come with your tire and then you fix it there, and then the water comes out.
This social enterprise does not only provide volumes of water to the community, it is also preserving water as each and every drop is accounted for.
Maji Milele is transparent, accountable, and honest. And for the community around and the county government, they are able actually to follow what Maji Milele is doing through the laptop or even the phone, because we have the software that will show today in a certain kiosk, such amount of water has been dispensed. So there's transparency, there's accountability, and things will be properly. Before Maji Milele came in, the water is just running, and that is a waste. And when you talk of environmental issues, then you'll find that we are losing a lot.
Another environmental aspect seen at the kiosks is that they solely run on solar energy.
In every kiosk that we've gone, we have the security light with the solar panels. The whole system is powered by solar, the borehole is powered by solar, the kiosk is powered by solar. The daytime, it takes the energy, and then night hours, it discharges. The coming of Maji Milele has really rescued very many people in the community around, because now they depend on clean and safe water. I would urge the entire country to embrace the idea Maji Milele has, so that we can serve them to reduce the loss they have been having with their own systems. And 100% collection of funds, it will be there. And then the county government will run their counties properly and serve their community properly, because water is life.
The South Rift Valley area of Kenya is semi-arid, and with this harsh environment comes a number of challenges. Water is at the top, and with this comes the challenge of sanitation. But one thing that is unprecedented is also affecting the environment and the young girls in the area.
Gentle Chick started as a necessity. We used to supply disposable sanitary towels to Maasai areas, the interiors, and with time we realized that there is a need for change in the market.
Synthetic disposable sanitary towels have proven to be a two-edged sword in this region.
Most of the girls in this community live in abject poverty, so affording between 50 bob and 80 bob every month for a packet of pads is a bit expensive for them. Most of them use old clothes, rags, and some of them just sit at home and let it leak, and then they wash. You find that when you go to the interior, you find that they don't have a system of disposing of their disposable towels.
Sanitary towels are made mostly of synthetic materials and gels, which when disposed of into the environment will not break down or will find their way into water bodies.
The ones we have been using, we just throw them, and the dogs collect them, they bring back to the houses, and maybe they also bring some of the infection in our houses.
If it is placed in the bushes, you find that when it rains, it is carried by the water and taken to maybe a water source, which contaminates the water and causes diseases.
Being highly cultural, the traditions of the Maasai have made access to proper sanitation for all quite a challenge.
In the interior also, the community, the attitude they have, men cannot mix their waste with women and children. That is a taboo. We are trying now to say that cannot work now in the days we are.
Kifika hiyo period unatumia vitambaa Sasa ukifika hiyo period unaulizia mama hii ni wakati gani, anakuelezea. Na sasa ni kinga yake ni nini, anakuambia ni hivi, unatoa kitambaa alafu unaosha kwanza, alafu unaenda kuanika, alafu unatumia.
Gentle Chic have found a way to solve the sanitation environmental problem all in one special product, a reusable and biodegradable sanitary towel.
If a girl gets one packet of Gentle Chic reusable sanitary towel, it can last up to a year. The fabrics that we use are very body friendly and it's cotton. So eventually, if it is deposited or if it is thrown away, it will degrade. Our product is sensitive to the idea that water is not a lot in the rural area, so it needs very little water to wash it. So we are saving water, and it is easy for a girl to maintain hygiene even in places where there is scarcity of water.
So how exactly are the Gentle Chic pads made?
We call it process 1 is cutting of the material to the shape and the size of the pad. We assemble the different materials, the cotton, the PVC, the absorbent material, and then you take them to the first step of sewing, which is hemming, so that the absorbent material can stay intact, so that it doesn't move in the pad. We take it to the overlocking machine where the materials are sewn together. We put press tags so that they can close and they can hold in the panty.
Being a small operation, Gentle Chic have reached a large number of girls and completely changed their confidence and self-esteem.
Gentle Chics ni vizuri sana kwa sababu haionekani vile. Unajua ukienda kwa duka, unaenda unaitisha uniazime na parts au uniusie parts. Hasa ukibeba kwa karatasi inaonekana tu umebeba. Lakini hizi Gentle Chics haionekani kwa sababu hata ukichafuka kuna baki yake ambayo utaweka ndani na utabebana nayo na vitabu haitachafuka, au kama uko hali ya safari ukiwa na hiyo hali mafasi yake haitachafuka kwa sababu kuna mahali ambayo hizi ya uchafu utaweka na hizi zingine utaweka.
These pads are at the same time reducing the negative impact to the environment and the community.
So far, we have been able to distribute around 5,000 pads to girls. So we have reached 5,000 girls, especially in the South Rift region. Our greatest accomplishment and our greatest reward is when we go to do product survey or product reassessment, and you hear girls telling you how their class attendance has improved because they attend class every day, how their hygiene has improved.
Kwa nyumbani nimewafunza vile tuliletewa sasa kwa shule. Wasichana wengi walifurahia kwa sababu hiyo ni faida. Na tena watoto wadogo wakikuja kuanzia sasa wananiulizia nitajiwekea aje hizi vitu. Kamwambia si ya kununua ndio iko beta, ni hizi ya Gentle Chics ndiko na beta, hiyo ndiko vizuri sana. Si kama ile ambayo unatupa, hapana, unaenda tu unaweka, unaosha, unakilini. Sasa wasichana wengine wamesema tumefaidika sasa na tena hatuna haraka ya kununua zingine.
A simple way to reduce the water used in your toilet. Fill a 1-liter bottle with water. Place it in the bottom of the cistern. This will ensure you save a liter of water with every flush. If used 5 times a day, that is 150 liters a month.